You won't believe the latest bombshell shaking the hip-hop world to its core. Rumors have been swirling for weeks, but now, sources are confirming what fans feared. YNW Bortlen didn't just snitch on YNW Melly. He exposed someone else, and this revelation has everyone talking. Emotions are running high, the family is left divided, and fans are shocked beyond belief. Who is the mysterious person Bortlen exposed? And what does this mean for the already explosive YNW drama? Tensions have skyrocketed, and the streets are buzzing with whispers of betrayal, loyalty broken, and alliances shattered. Tonight, we're diving deep into the chaos behind the headlines, revealing the secrets that no one saw coming. Buckle up, because this story is about to get even more intense, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single detail. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind the snitching scandal that's tearing one of hip-hop's most talked-about crews apart. The streets were buzzing like never before when the news broke. YNW Bortlen, once seen as the loyal right-hand man to YNW Melly, had snitched, but that wasn't all. Sources revealed he didn't just stop at Melly. No, Bortlen exposed someone else, someone nobody expected, and the fallout was about to explode in ways no one saw coming. It all started when rumors of Bortlen cooperating with law enforcement first leaked. Fans were already shocked, but the story took a darker turn when insiders hinted Bortlen had turned on not only Melly, but a second person close to the YNW circle. Speculation ran wild, with names being thrown around, but nothing concrete surfaced, until now. According to exclusive sources, Bortlen's testimony reportedly implicated a high-profile figure in the scene, a name that sent shockwaves through the community. Emotions ran high as people scrambled to make sense of what this meant. Betrayal cuts deep in any family, but when it involves someone so close, the wounds become almost impossible to heal. Family members on both sides were left divided, unsure who to trust. Melly's relatives were visibly shaken, with some openly questioning Bortlen's motives. One family member, speaking on condition of anonymity, said, "We thought Bortlen was like a brother. To find out he's snitching on Melly and then someone else. It's like the ground beneath us is crumbling." On the other side, Bortlen's camp insisted he was making the only choice he could to protect himself. Fans flooded social media with reactions, some defending Bortlen, arguing that survival sometimes means making tough choices, while others labeled him a traitor, accusing him of destroying what little trust was left. Hashtags like #HarSnitchGate and #HarLoyaltyLost trended as emotions boiled over. The online battlefield mirrored the real one, raw, messy, and filled with heartbreak. Amid this chaos, tensions within the YNW crew reached a boiling point. Heated arguments broke out during private meetings, with voices raised and tempers flaring. One insider described a confrontation where Bortlen faced off against another crew member, emotions spilling over as accusations flew. "It was like watching a family tear itself apart," the source said. No one wanted it to go down like this. But once the secrets came out, it was a powder keg. This explosive atmosphere spilled into public view when Bortlen posted a cryptic message on social media, seemingly addressing the snitching rumors without fully confirming or denying them. "Sometimes the hardest choices are the ones that keep you alive," he wrote. Loyalty is complicated, and the truth isn't always black and white. The post sent fans into a frenzy, dissecting every word for hidden meaning and possible clues. Meanwhile, Melly remained tight-lipped, his silence speaking volumes. Close friends said he was grappling with a mix of anger, betrayal, and sadness. "It's like he's carrying the weight of the world," one confidant shared. He trusted Bortlen, and now that trust feels shattered. Melly's supporters rallied around him, vowing to stand strong despite the mounting pressure. The story took an even darker turn when an anonymous figure stepped forward, claiming insider knowledge about who Bortlen had exposed next. The revelation was jaw-dropping. It wasn't just another crew member or friend, but someone much higher up in the game, a person with influence and power beyond the streets. The identity of this individual sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community and raised serious questions about how deep the web of betrayal went. This new information fueled speculation about motives. Was Bortlen trying to negotiate a better deal for himself by trading up? Was he being pressured by outside forces to reveal secrets that could bring down bigger players? Or was this a strategic move in a high-stakes game where loyalty meant nothing? The answers remained unclear. But one thing was certain: the drama was far from over. As the saga unfolded, emotions ran high, not just among the main players, but among their families and friends. The fallout affected relationships beyond the music and the streets, tearing apart bonds and forcing people to take sides. Some relatives were caught in the middle, torn between love and loyalty, while others chose to distance themselves to protect their own sanity. The legal implications added another layer of tension. Bortlen's cooperation with law enforcement was reportedly a key factor in ongoing investigations, complicating the already high-profile case against Melly. Legal experts speculated that the new revelations could tip the scales in ways no one expected, potentially leading to more arrests or plea deals. The courtroom battles promised to be as dramatic as the street drama. Throughout all this, fans remained captivated, watching every move like a gripping reality show. Social media platforms exploded with reaction videos, heated debates, and conspiracy theories. Influencers and commentators weighed in, trying to piece together the puzzle and predict what might come next. The story had become more than just music news. It was a cultural moment, a drama that reflected the complexities of loyalty, survival, and betrayal. But just as the world was trying to catch its breath, another twist emerged. A leaked phone call surfaced online, allegedly capturing Bortlen and the person he exposed in a heated conversation. The audio was raw and intense, filled with accusations, threats, and moments of vulnerability. Fans listened in disbelief as Bortlen seemed to defend his actions, while the other party expressed shock and hurt. "You crossed a line, Bortlen," the voice said. "This isn't just about survival anymore. You broke us." Bortlen's response was equally charged. "I did what I had to do," he said. "You'll understand someday. Or you won't." The leaked call sent shockwaves through the community, deepening the divide and leaving many wondering if reconciliation was even possible. Amid all the chaos, one thing remained clear. The story of YNW Bortlen snitching on YNW Melly and then exposing someone else was a saga filled with heartbreak, betrayal, and impossible choices. The emotional stakes were sky high and the fallout was far from over. As the crew struggled to hold themselves together, fans could only watch, wait, and hope for answers to a story that refused to end. Part 1 closes with the world holding its breath, waiting to see what the next chapter would bring. Would Bortlen's revelations destroy the YNW legacy forever? Or could there be a way to mend the broken bonds? The next part promises more twists, more heartbreak, and the kind of drama that keeps us all hooked. The tension that had been simmering beneath the surface exploded into full-blown chaos as part 2 of this saga unfolded. YNW Bortlen's shocking revelations didn't just shake the foundation of the YNW crew. They sent shockwaves throughout the entire hip-hop community, igniting a firestorm of accusations, heartbreak, and betrayals that no one was prepared for. Right after the leaked phone call made waves, everyone wanted to know, who exactly was the mysterious figure Bortlen had exposed next? The answer, once it came out, blindsided fans and insiders alike. It wasn't just another rapper or crew member. It was someone with major ties to the industry, a person whose name carried weight far beyond the streets. Sources confirmed the individual was a well-known producer and businessman rumored to have connections to both the music world and some questionable dealings behind the scenes. This revelation made the stakes skyrocket. Emotions ran high as Melly's supporters felt betrayed, not only by Bortlen, but by the entire system that seemed to be unraveling. The family was left divided like never before, with some calling for forgiveness and others demanding justice and accountability. One close friend of Melly's lamented, "It's hard to watch people you cared about get caught in a mess like this." Bortlen's decision didn't just hurt Melly. It's like he pulled the rug out from under everyone. As the news spread, the producers' camp quickly fired back, denying any wrongdoing and calling the accusations baseless and a desperate attempt to distract from the real issues. The media frenzy that followed was intense, with hot takes flying left and right, fueled by speculation and raw emotion. In the middle of this storm, Bortlen seemed to be retreating from the spotlight, yet even in his silence, the impact of his actions echoed loudly. Insiders revealed that Bortlen was dealing with immense pressure, from law enforcement, the music industry, and his own conscience. One source close to Bortlen said, "He's torn up inside. He never wanted to be the villain. But once he started down this path, there was no turning back." Fans noticed Bortlen's social media presence becoming more subdued. with fewer posts and more cryptic messages that only added fuel to the fire. A recent post read, "Sometimes the truth hurts, but it's the only way forward." The ambiguity left everyone guessing. Was Bortlen seeking redemption? Or was he bracing for the fallout yet to come? Meanwhile, Melly was navigating his own emotional rollercoaster. Those close to him described a man struggling to balance public scrutiny with private pain. "He's trying to stay strong," said a close friend. But every day brings new challenges. The betrayal from Bortlen cuts deep, and now with this new exposure, it's like his world is crumbling. The courtroom drama heated up as lawyers for both sides sharpened their strategies. Bortlen's testimony was expected to be a cornerstone of the prosecution's case against Melly, but the defense wasn't backing down. Rumors surfaced about attempts to discredit Bortlen by digging into his past, painting him as unreliable and motivated solely by self-interest. The pressure cooker atmosphere seeped into the music scene as well. Both Bortlen and Melly dropped new tracks filled with pointed references and emotional confessions. Melly's lyrics spoke of heartbreak, betrayal, and resilience, while Bortlen's music reflected a man wrestling with his choices and seeking understanding. Fans dissected every line, turning the songs into a lyrical battleground that mirrored the real-life conflict. Social media erupted with debates and heated discussions. Fan groups formed, some fiercely loyal to Melly, others rallying behind Bortlen's right to protect himself. The hashtag wars showed just how deeply this story had divided the community, with emotions running wild and conversations often turning personal and intense. Amid all this, the family dynamics grew more complicated. Relatives of both men were caught in the crossfire, struggling to maintain peace while dealing with their own feelings of hurt and confusion. One relative from Bortlen's side spoke out saying, "We don't condone what happened, but Bortlen's human. This isn't easy for any of us. Families get torn apart by situations like these, and we're just trying to survive." Then came another twist, an alleged secret meeting between Bortlen and the exposed producer. Rumors claimed they met in a secluded location to discuss the fallout and possibly negotiate a way forward. No recordings or official statements came from this meeting, but whispers of it only added to the intrigue. Insiders suggested the meeting was tense, filled with accusations and ultimatums. One source claimed Bortlen wanted to clear the air, but the producer was less interested in peace and more focused on damage control. "It was like a standoff," the source said. Both sides knew the stakes were high, but nobody wanted to back down. The leaked audio and this secret meeting painted a picture of a drama unfolding on multiple fronts: legal, personal, and professional. It was no longer just about YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly. It was about the entire ecosystem around them, a network of relationships and secrets that were now exposed to the harsh light of public scrutiny. Amidst this, fans remained glued to every update, hungry for more. Live streams, reaction videos, and podcasts buzzed with analysis and speculation. People debated the morality of Bortlen's decisions, the loyalty of the crew, and what this meant for the future of hip-hop culture. The emotional investment was real, with many saying this was one of the most gripping stories they had ever followed. But even as the world watched, the true cost of the betrayal was being felt behind closed doors. Relationships fractured, careers were jeopardized, and the question of trust lingered heavily over everyone involved. Would any of this be repairable? Could Bortlen find forgiveness, or was he forever branded a snitch? As part 2 ends, the story is far from settled. The drama is building toward a climax that promises more secrets, more heartbreak, and maybe, just maybe, a path toward redemption or total destruction. What happens next will shock even the most hardened fans. As the drama between YNW Bortlen, Melly, and the exposed industry figure reached a boiling point, something strange happened. The silence. For almost a full week, nothing new leaked. No cryptic posts, no courtroom updates, no sneak disses in music, just complete eerie silence. Fans started speculating whether this was the calm before the storm or the final curtain call before something major went down. Then, without warning, it all erupted again. A secret deposition transcript from Bortlen's case was leaked online, anonymously uploaded to a shady website and then quickly snatched up by gossip blogs, Reddit, and social media pages like wildfire. Fans couldn't believe what they were reading. In the transcript, Bortlen didn't just mention Melly and the well-known producer, he named a third person, someone no one had even thought to suspect. a former childhood friend of both Melly and Bortlen. This wasn't just some random crew member or industry affiliate. This was someone they grew up with. Someone who was there before the fame, before the lawyers, before the headlines. According to the transcript, Bortlen told prosecutors this third individual was the link. The one who had orchestrated certain moves behind the scenes. Moves that allegedly escalated the entire situation that led to the legal fallout. Fans were stunned. Emotions ran high. Even people who had previously defended Bortlen started pulling back. "This is getting out of hand," one fan posted. First Melly, then the producer, now his childhood friend. How far is Bortlen willing to go just to save himself? The community was shaken, unsure whether to call him a survivor, a mastermind, or just plain cold-blooded. Meanwhile, the third man's name, which we won't reveal here for legal reasons, began trending almost instantly. Within hours, his social media went dark. No stories, no posts, nothing. It was like he vanished. Insiders claimed he was advised by his legal team to lay low, but others believed he'd gone into hiding. The silence spoke volumes. Back in Melly's world, the betrayal cut even deeper. Sources close to Melly revealed that this childhood friend was like family, someone who knew everything about him. The music, the legal case, the internal dynamics of YNW. And now that person had been dragged into the light by Bortlen. It felt like the last remaining thread of trust had finally snapped. "He's not even mad anymore," one source close to Melly shared. "He's just done. Broken. He's realizing now that everyone he once trusted is either gone, turned on him, or too scared to stand beside him." Fans began pouring out their support for Melly, saying he was being used as a pawn in something bigger. A power play by people trying to save themselves by burning everyone else down. But Bortlen wasn't staying quiet for long. Just days after the transcript leak, he dropped a surprise live video that lasted barely 8 minutes. But in that time, he sent the internet into another frenzy. In the live, Bortlen didn't deny anything. Instead, he looked directly into the camera and said, "If telling the truth makes me the villain, then so be it. I've been lied to, set up, and left out to dry. This ain't about snitching, this about survival. They want to act like they were innocent. Now we were all in it. I just ain't gonna take the fall for everybody." The internet broke. Emotions ran high. Supporters of Bortlen praised him for standing his ground, while critics called it the final nail in the coffin. Within minutes, reaction videos were everywhere. Some people saying he looked tired, broken, like a man with nothing left to lose. Others swore he was calculating, playing the media like a chessboard. And then, the plot twisted again. A voice note surfaced, allegedly between Bortlen and the same childhood friend he exposed. In the note, Bortlen's voice could be heard pleading, "You know what they was gonna do to me. You know they had me boxed in. I ain't have no choice." The other voice, though not confirmed, responded coldly, "We were supposed to be brothers. You folded. You folded on all of us." It was the sound of a friendship dying. It was the sound of a friendship dying. This new layer of betrayal tore through the community like wildfire. Fans who once believed Bortlen was simply reacting to pressure now questioned his motives entirely. How deep did his deals with the law go? Who else had he talked about? And was any of this truly about justice? Or was it just revenge wrapped in survival? To make matters worse, the well-known producer Bortlen had previously exposed came forward with receipts. In a fiery interview on a major platform, he laid out his side of the story, complete with old text messages, emails, and alleged recordings showing that Bortlen had been working on a plan for months. In his words, Bortlen wasn't just trying to survive, he was trying to take control. He played the game dirty, and now he's shocked it's blowing back on him. The drama turned into full-blown war. Rap blogs went into overdrive. Every podcast and panel show began analysing each piece of leaked info like investigators on a crime series. Fans started making timelines, breaking down the sequence of betrayals, and drawing lines between the players involved. It wasn't just entertainment anymore, it was obsession. Amid all of this chaos, a new name started surfacing. A rumoured fourth person connected to the fallout. Someone allegedly still active in the music industry, but keeping a very low profile. Whispers hinted that Bortlen had also dropped information about this fourth figure in private meetings with law enforcement, though nothing had been confirmed publicly yet. What made it even wilder was that this mystery figure was said to have ties to other major artists, possibly dragging even more names into the mess. At this point, it wasn't just a YNW scandal. It was starting to look like the opening chapter of a much bigger takedown, one that could ripple across the entire rap industry. Yet through it all, Bortlen remained publicly calm, even as his inner circle began shrinking. Some close to him cut ties, not wanting to get caught in the fallout. Others stayed silent, unsure which side to stand on. One former collaborator told a blog, "Bortlen played his cards, but now he's out here by himself. He chose his path. Now he gotta walk it alone." And what about Melly? Well, insiders say he's focused on fighting for his freedom, emotionally drained but still defiant. According to someone close to the legal team, Melly ain't backing down. He's been painted a lot of ways, but he's ready to tell his truth in court. And when he does, a lot of people gonna be exposed, not just Bortlen. As part 3 ends, the betrayals have stacked high, the alliances have shifted, and the truth, it's more complicated than ever. What started as Bortlen allegedly snitching on Melly has now snowballed into something no one could have predicted, a tangled web of past friendships, hidden motives and survival strategies that are tearing the whole scene apart. And now, with rumors of yet another name about to drop, the question isn't just who's next, it's how much deeper does this rabbit hole go? The whispers about a 4th person involved didn't stay whispers for long. Just 2 days after the 3rd name was leaked and social media was still on fire, a new name surfaced. And this time, fans couldn't believe their ears. The alleged 4th person that YNW Bortlen had snitched on wasn't just in the crew, wasn't just a friend. It was a blood relative of Melly's, someone tied to both his personal life and the business, someone who was supposed to protect him. Sources confirmed that Bortlen had allegedly named Melly's cousin, a behind-the-scenes figure who had helped manage some of Melly's finances, tours, and early music releases. This wasn't just a friend-turned-foe story anymore. This was family. Fans were absolutely shocked. Social media turned into a war zone all over again. Emotions ran high, and this time the phrase, "the family was left divided," wasn't just a saying, it was the harsh reality. One fan wrote, "Yo, Bortlen snitched on his best friend, his childhood homie, and now his cousin too. At this point, he ain't surviving, he detonating." Another posted, "This is a soap opera at this point, except it's real lives being ruined." Twitter threads turned into full investigations, with people digging up old photos, videos, and interviews to try and spot tension between Melly, the cousin, and Bortlen. The internet went into full detective mode. The cousin in question quickly responded, through a vague story post that read, "Ain't no loyalty left in this game. Keep your head up, even when the knife's in your back." That one line sent chills through the culture. It confirmed the hurt, it confirmed the betrayal, and it made it very clear, things would never be the same. Behind the scenes, Melly was reportedly devastated. According to close sources, he wasn't even talking much. "He's done talking. He's watching, quiet, cold, focused," one person shared. When you find out the people closest to you been naming names, including your own family, it does something to your soul. This ain't no rap beef. This is life. Bortlen, meanwhile, went silent again. No posts, no lives, no music drops. Insiders say he was being heavily advised to lay low as legal pressures mounted. Apparently, his cooperation with authorities had reached a point where even his legal team was nervous. One insider said, "Bortlen didn't just burn bridges, he set the whole city on fire." As if that wasn't enough, yet another shocking layer unfolded. Private documents were leaked that appeared to show Bortlen was in talks to sign a major media deal, a docuseries or interview, special with a streaming platform, where he would allegedly tell his side of the story unfiltered. Fans were divided again. Some felt it was a desperate attempt to control the narrative. Others believed it might be the only way to get the full truth out. The news of the possible deal set off a chain reaction. Melly's legal team publicly stated that any attempt by Bortlen to profit off the case while cooperating with the state would be a stain on justice and an insult to the victims and families involved. That statement opened up a whole new conversation about the ethics of street loyalty versus legal protection versus monetization of trauma. The industry started reacting too. A few major rappers who had stayed silent until now began posting vague tweets about loyalty, betrayal, and the price of fame. Fans were quick to interpret them as references to the YNW situation. One post that went viral said, "Some of y'all screaming free the real while working with the fake. Pick a side." Another rapper posted simply, "Ain't no coming back from that paperwork." And then came the most unexpected twist of all. Bortlen's younger sister broke her silence in a surprising Instagram live that went viral. Fighting back tears, she said, "I love my brother, but I don't even know who he is anymore. What he's doing, it's not him. We was raised better than this. I know he's scared. I know he feels alone, but hurting everybody else to save yourself.
That ain't the way!" Her words hit hard.
Fans who had painted Bortlen as either a villain or a victim were now seeing a more complicated picture. A man crushed by pressure, a man pushed by fear, a man torn between loyalty and survival. But even with all that, the damage was done. The YNW crew, once a tightly knit brotherhood, was now a shell of its former self. People who used to ride for each other were now refusing to speak. The music that once brought them together had become a weapon. And as the court dates loomed closer, the streets buzzed with one question: was all this worth it? Behind the drama, behind the betrayal, was a deeper truth. This wasn't just about snitching. It wasn't even just about legal strategy. This was about broken bonds, about a generation of artists who came up together, dreamed together, and now watched it all fall apart because of fear, ego, and mistrust. And the fans, they were left holding the pieces, trying to figure out what was real, what was fake, and what still mattered. Some walked away from the story completely, saying the culture had become too toxic. Others couldn't look away, addicted to the drama, waiting for the next twist. But the real ones, the day ones, they felt nothing but heartbreak. One longtime fan of Melly's tweeted, "This ain't even fun to watch anymore. These dudes were like brothers. Now it's like watching a car crash in slow motion." As part 4 closes, there are still more questions than answers. Will Melly speak out? Will Bortlen actually go through with the interview deal? What about the cousin? Is there more he hasn't said? And who else was caught in the blast radius of this bomb Bortlen dropped? The YNW empire has crumbled, the brotherhood has collapsed, and all that's left now is fallout. And just like that, the YNW story takes its place among the most chaotic, heartbreaking sagas in rap history. From Bortlen's first whisper of betrayal to the avalanche of exposed names, Melly, a childhood friend, an industry power player, and even family. This wasn't just a fall from grace. This was a full-blown collapse of everything they built together. What started as loyalty turned into strategy. What felt like brotherhood turned into courtroom chess. And what was once a rap crew with dreams of greatness has now become a symbol of how fame, pressure, and fear can twist the closest bonds into dangerous weapons. You watched the drama unfold, felt every twist, and now the question is, where does it go from here? The question is, where does it go from here? Will Melly speak and clear his name? Will Bortlen step back into the light to explain himself fully? Will that rumored docuseries drop and blow the lid off everything we still don't know? And how many more secrets are buried under this saga, waiting to come out next? You tell us. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you riding with Bortlen, standing by Melly? Or have you checked out of this drama for good? We want to hear from you. Your voice matters in this culture. Make sure to hit that like button if you felt the heat of this story. Subscribe for more real mixed drama straight from the streets to your screen, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping update. Because if this story taught us anything, it's that the truth ain't always loyal, and loyalty ain't always true. This is the story that shook the game, and it's far from over. Until next time, stay watching, stay woke, and stay locked in. Peace.